Happy Thursday, everybody. Andy and Steve from wagertalk.com. Thanks for joining us on this Thursday, June 29th, for our Road to Millions show. Coming off a really nice win last night, so we're really excited. Hope to keep momentum going. Steve, we got a nice little show for everybody. Let's go over what we have on the agenda for today.
Yeah, we'll start off with last night's bet. The dreaded line move which actually pertains to last night's bet, surprisingly enough. Regrets on not taking the Yankees last night. Regretful there. Upcoming bets. Viewer question from the comment section, and then we'll move on to our streak of the day play.
Yeah, if you guys want to submit a question, leave it in the comments. Leave it below. I know there's going to be a lot of questions about the Road to Millions and the different things that we have going on. So just leave them in the comment section. We'll try and get to them. We'll be doing a lot of videos, so we'll have plenty of time to answer them. So let's just move into last night's bet, Steve. Nice little cash on Ketel Marte. I don't know. Walk us through it. Kind of a no sweat because he got there early.
Yeah, so we had his over 1.5 on his hits plus RBIs plus runs plus RBIs. You always mess that one up. HRR is what we're going to start calling that. But we had his over 1.5 HRR. He in his second at bat, he drove in a run with a single, cashed that for us, no sweat, and I think we'll be touching on him a little bit moving forward too.
Let's just do it. The dreaded line move. This is something that everyone needs to pay attention to, because if you followed us for a while, you know we like taking these teams and these player props that go on streaks. So when we kind of dial in on a player, we really want to play him 7, 8, 9, 10 times in a row, as long as the line stays the same, as long as the number stays the same. When we find these guys that we like, we're trying to go 7-3, 8-2, and turn a profit on a guy. So talk about just the overall basic line movement, Steve, and then bang, we wake up this morning and Marte's line is moved.
Yeah, we've just noticed it throughout our years doing this together, especially even in the NBA. We've noticed that once a player prop line moves up one or down one, depending on which side of it you're betting, it's like the kiss of death, essentially. So Marte was at 1.5 yesterday. Today he's at 2.5 now because he's been so successful recently at plus money, which is nice. But we've always noticed that the day that switches, it's almost like we're at the point now where we're ready to start going opposite of it. If we had the guts to go opposite and go under 2.5 tonight, it would almost be the play.
Yeah, I woke up this morning really excited. Let's keep rolling with Marte. It was like, oh, it's not 1.5, it's 2.5. So that's the sign to just bail. We're 1-0 on Marte. So if it drops back down to 1.5, we'll have to see what the juice is. We'll have to see what the streaks are. But unfortunately, we're not going to get any more run out of Marte anymore. But happy to get the cash. We started off the week great with 2% on our way to getting our 3%. And the promo code is still good, guys. If you haven't got it yet, promo code Andy30 gets you a 30-day pass for $159. This is kind of what most people do. If you want to follow all of our plays, it's the best way. We'll run this for the last week of every month. So promo code Andy30, 30-day pass for $159. That's on my profile page on wagertalk.com. Steve, yesterday we sounded great with some of our predictions. And then we talked about how we didn't trust the Yankees, and oh boy goes out and throws a perfect game. They smash the Oakland Athletics. Any regrets on not taking the Yankees?
Obviously hindsight is 2020, and an 11-0 victory is hard to say that there's no regrets not taking it. But I don't know how you could have predicted that coming out of Vermont last night. He had been horrendous in his prior 2 starts. He had gotten lit up, and I don't see how you could see a perfect game coming out of him last night. The Oakland bats were dead silent last night against him. Obviously, it was the first perfect game in about 11 years in the major league, so I don't know how you could predict that one.
Yeah, obviously, if you were on the fence about it and then you laid off, you're kicking yourself. I try really, really hard not to dwell on these and instead focus on the winners. So I'm just choosing to focus way, way more on the fact that we did start off the week with 2%. We had a really nice play on Marte. And we always say best way to make money is to not lose it. And it is way better to not play a winner than it is to play a loser. So sometimes that's going to happen. I don't look back on it and have any regrets. I think the numbers made all the sense in the world to lay off of it, and we just move forward with our play today. And so, what do we have coming up? We do have a play of the day that is up in MLB. We've started off with a 2% winner, and we're going to add another MLB play today. So, hopefully, we get off to a 2-0 start this week. 5% Wimbledon pack is still up. The 5% UFC play is still up. Honestly, use the promo code so you can get all of our plays. There's a Formula One race this weekend. It does look like rain is in the forecast, but we will absolutely have plays in that. So if you want to follow along on the road to millions, go get a 30-day pass so you get all of our bets. So expect the MLB play, expect the UFC play, Wimbledon, Formula One, and we'll just have to see what happens in MLB over the weekend. So that is what is coming up. All right, let's get to a question. Once again, if you guys want to submit a question, just leave it in the comment section and we will try and get to as many as possible. Let's see what Lawrence Brown 1990 asked. So excited to be part of this. Really appreciate your work, Andy and Steve. No problem. Quick question. If we get to our 3% goal earlier during the week, do we just take time off or press? Because we may be seeing things well at the moment. Steve, I'll let you take this one first. What are your thoughts on this?
I really just feel like it depends on the week and your confidence level in the upcoming slate. If you have plays that you had circled for later in the week that you like, I wouldn't abandon those. I would stick with those. And sometimes, for that matter, we have plays that are weekend plays that we had put up earlier in the week that we already have placed. So I will say it is nice if you can get well above the 3%, a couple percent above, and protect that 3% for the week and use that extra couple percent as house money. That's a nice thing to do. And like I said, it really depends on the upcoming slate and how confident you are in that slate.
My first thought when I read this question was it's an art, not a science. I view that as kind of part of our job. So if you get all of our plays, we will kind of do that for you. If we get off to a crazy start, we're not gonna force too much, but we are gonna play a little bit with that house money and see if we can add it. But we're always going to protect that 3%. If we get up, there's no way we're gonna give away that 3%. And you touched on something that's important. I mean, we have the 5% play for UFC, but that's been out for a while. So that's already pending. Like we've already bet that. Wimbledon, that play has already been out there. So we have already bet that. So sometimes it's kind of hard to lay off. The only thing you could do is buy off of bets. I haven't done that recently. I haven't recommended it because if we're putting up a 5% play, we obviously love it. And if we do have pending plays, we obviously love those. There are also sports that I'm not going to deviate from any of the percentages that we put out. Formula One is one of them. So even if we're up going into Sunday, I'm still firing away the normal percentages because we hit at such a high rate in that sport. So if we come out of the weekend and we're up pretty big, you might see us lay off a little bit Monday and Tuesday. But once again, it's subjective. It's kind of different from week to week for us. If you're trying to do this on your own, like Steve said, it's kind of up to your personal confidence level on your picks. I know what system we use and how it works for us. If you're trying to do it on your own, I would advise to be cautious. If you get up to your 3%, don't push it a little bit more. Getting 3% a week is very, very difficult. So, but thank you, Lawrence. Once again, if you guys want to ask a question, just leave it in the comment section. Let's get to the streak of the day here, Steve. De La Cruz, first off, real quick. We talked about it. Crazy splits with righties and lefties, and he was against a righty. He smashes it. Is this a trend that we can take advantage of before we get to the streak of the day? De La Cruz, righties, lefties. Is this a trend that we can take advantage of?
Yeah, we could definitely start looking his way on the over 1.5 for his his HRR. Because he smashes right-handed pitching. His sample size against lefties is very small, admittedly, but like I said yesterday, he doesn't have an extra base hit or an RBI yet against a lefty, so I wouldn't want to have him out there with an over against a southpaw. That's for sure.
Yeah, so we'll keep a close eye on him, but so far his track record on hitting the over 1.5 on that HRR against righties is pretty spectacular. All right, streak of the day. We're going to talk Bryce Harper. It's 2.5 on hits runs, RBIs. So the streak would tell you under. Steve, you dove into this one a little bit. What'd you find?
Yeah, so it's HRR again on this one, and it's 2.5 for this one. We're looking at the under, and it's at negative 145, I believe, on DraftKings right now. He's fallen short of this number in 8 straight games. He's been really cold at the plate recently. He's facing a pitcher, Kyle Hendricks, who's been really sharp on the mound this year, 2.60 ERA. He's holding opponents to under 200 on the batting average. The one problem here, reason why this wouldn't make the official card, is because Harper does have a great track record against Hendricks. He's 8 for 25 against him with a home run. So I would tend to lean on the under here, but it's not an official play based on his track record against Hendricks.
Yeah, nice job digging deep and finding that one little area that makes this not a play. So this one just misses our card. Bryce Harper under 2.5. Kind of strange. It's 2.5 when he hasn't done this in 8 straight games. I wonder why the books are hanging 2.5.
Yeah, it is very odd. I mean, you can get the over at plus money. It is odd that they have it at 2.5 based on how cold he's been at the plate recently. I mean, it could be based on his track record against Hendricks, like we mentioned. Though.
All right, guys, use the promo code Andy30, get a 30-day pass for $159 if you just want the MLB play of the day. That is up right now. Let's have a great Thursday. Let's keep the week going. We're already up 2%. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see everyone tomorrow on the road to millions.
Thanks, guys.